The ATF official responsible for the Biden-era frame and receiver rule has left the ATF to join ranks with Everytown for gun safety. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel with a completely unsurprising turn of events. It should be pretty obvious, I would think, that despite claims to the contrary, the ATF is in the business of cracking down on the Second Amendment and making life exceedingly difficult for gun owners. They've been a political machine hell-bent on targeting people and chipping away at their rights for decades. Why else would such an agency exist? There's no alphabet agency for free speech, for example, and if there were, regulating something is the opposite of it being free. So really, for any gun owner that has been paying even a modicum of attention, the fact that a former high-level ATF official is now working for Everytown for gun safety should seem completely in line with the agency's agenda. I mean, we all remember when the agency was almost put under the helm of gun control advocate David Chipman, who left the ATF, became a policy advisor for Giffords, and then was nominated by Biden for ATF director. Thank goodness that one didn't happen, but I don't think that Dettelbach was much better. But before I get into the details here, this video is brought to you with the help of My Patriot Supply. Right now at my link, preparewithliberty.com, they have a special going where every 3-month emergency food kit comes with a bonus 4-week kit completely free. Hurricane season is upon us here down south, and y'all will be getting ready for blizzards soon enough up north. As we saw here during Helene, grocery stores last about 72 hours before they're cleaned out during an emergency. If there's no power, like we saw here, it might be even less. All My Patriot Supply kits are made in the US, and with these kits, all you need is water and a heat source for 4 months worth of food. Kits have a 25-year shelf life, so they'll be ready when you need them. To check them out, go to preparewithliberty.com. Now back to our news item. This time around, the official saying and doing the quiet part out loud is Mariana Mitchum, who worked at the ATF for 20 years and ended her tenure with a stint as the Associate Assistant Director of Industry Operations. She started out as an Industry Operations Investigator, which are the folks that go around and inspect gun shops and take photos of their 4473s, even though they're not supposed to. After 6 years, she was moved up to field supervisor, then the director of field operations in Phoenix, was promoted another 4 times in 3 years until she made it to chief of the Firearms and Explosive Industry Division and, finally, the associate assistant director position. According to her LinkedIn, she was responsible for executing field operations priorities with respect to regulating the firearms and explosives industries. This included the planning and execution of the nationwide industry operations program and focuses on presidential and attorney general strategic mandates. She oversaw ATF's Crime Gun Intelligent Analytics program, which utilizes all available data to assist criminal and regulatory investigations involving crime guns. She was also the ATF lead on the National Firearms Commerce and Trafficking Assessment, NFCTA research study, which published 4 in-depth reports on firearms and commerce, crime guns, and ATF trafficking investigations. These were the reports that I highlighted on the channel, as they found that guns were rarely trafficked through these so-called rogue gun dealers Joe Biden was after, and found that the ATF spent a surprising amount of time on Tinder. She somehow hopped into the ATF only a year after graduating college with a simple bachelor's degree in psychology from Providence College, which I can tell you, as someone in that industry, a bachelor's in psychology gets you absolutely nowhere. So that's pretty curious, but not the point of this video. According to a former ATF official who is keeping their name off the record, Mitchum has taken up a job with Everytown and since then has been reaching out to her former colleagues to solicit their help in targeting Glock and similar style handguns. Now, we also already know that Everytown was behind the Chicago lawsuit, and as I exposed on a video last year, we also learned from the timing of events and certain phone calls that the ATF was involved in that and, at least from appearances, helped Everytown in trying to strong-arm Glock into giving into Everytown's demands. The lawsuit was the punishment for not towing the gun control line. According to this former official, Mitchum was very anti-gun and saw her rise in the ranks once Dettelbach was appointed to run the ATF. This official even went so far as to describe Mitchum as Dettelbach's puppet. She was his so-called little superstar and was responsible for the frame and receiver rule. Mitchum had a hand in the agency, including pre-1968 firearms on their ghost gun list, even though guns manufactured prior to that year weren't expected to have serial numbers. She also added homemade firearms to that list, despite them previously being exempt and exempt in many states. She created the database for all of this data, and guns were added to it all willy-nilly without any verification anytime law enforcement ever came across a gun that they couldn't find a serial number for. Thus, it came to a point that the ATF didn't even fully trust their own database. And now this woman is working for Everytown. Mitchum's cell phone has been disconnected and her contact info changed. She hasn't responded to any requests for comment, and neither has Everytown. The good news, according to this source, is that now that Mitchum is gone, there's only one steadfastly anti-gun senior official left at the ATF, though I would imagine anyone working there who claims to be pro-Second Amendment would likely make that statement with a "yeah, but." I'd like to believe it's all pro-gun folks and they're trying to change it from the inside, but so far that doesn't quite check out. You can call me a cynic, a pessimist, a realist, either way, that is it for this video, guys. You know the drill. For all of the algorithm things, please do them. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.